Oh, geez.
Tim, not prepared. He was supposed to introduce the whole stream to you all. Slacking on me. Just joking. Had to throw Tim off just a little bit. But welcome, everybody, to the channel. We are here to talk Criterion tonight, November sale post-game. So we did a pre-game before the sale took place in November. We talked about what titles we were looking forward to getting. But now we're back when the sale is over. How this is going to work is we're going to go through a few different rounds here. First round, let me show you the banner. We're just going to talk about how the Criterion sale went for everybody in general. Then we're going to get into our second round talking about our pickups. We'll do little quick reviews of the ones we watched. We'll also maybe do some rankings here and there out of the ones we did watch. So that'll be a lot of fun. And then third round, we're going to talk about what sales we're looking forward to right now, because there's still sales going on, or sales in the future we're looking forward to. But just as a reminder, if you love Criterion, just like us on this panel, right, go ahead and mega smash that like and subscribe. That way you stay entertained and up to date on all these latest boutique label sales. And then, of course, if you love movies, unlock some thank you videos through Super Chats. We got some new ones for the holiday season, of course. And then definitely check out memberships for exclusive reviews and perks. But once again, let's just, well, you know what? Let's get into the comments. Let's see who is joining us here tonight, because I see these comments popping off here. We got John Doe Gigolo. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, John.
Good job.
We got Craig. Hello.
Hey, Craig.
We got Magic Hands. You always need that magic to start the night, right? We got Steve everywhere. We got Holidos. What's up, Criterion Lords?
Criterion Lord.
I feel so prestigious now. Ooh, Criterion Lords. Oh, this is good. We got Sarah in there saying hello to us.
Hey, Sarah.
We got Huck in here. Look at all the sexy Criterion collected. Ooh, we're Lords and
what's up, Huck?
We're sexy Lords.
I know. Ooh, we're gonna have to live up to that now. Awesome. So there we go. Great audience tonight. And then yeah, let's get into that first round here. I know Tim had a wonderful experience with the sale. He always does. So Tim, tell us, how did it go for you?
Oh God, the sale for me went terrible. Granted, you can turn to online easily. I don't know. Online sometimes it's the way we have to go, but it kind of saps the fun out of it. I used to love going to the store and browsing through the huge selection and trying to find which ones sparked my interest. My local store, so it used to be great. Then it got hit by a tornado. Was closed for about a year, and then they reopened, and it's been pretty bad since. I posted a video. I went in there, no joke, it was 4 shelves down and like yay wide. Like, it wasn't much. We're talking maybe 40 to 50 different titles. Maybe. That's pushing it. I had hardly any selection. Like, they had the newer stuff. Like, I could buy a Thelma and Louise out of the 15 copies they had, but there was not. It was slim pickings. It was bad. It was very bad.
Yeah, it's funny how some Barnes and Nobles are holding on and they have a really good selection, and some are just thrown in the towel. It's very hit or miss. I'm lucky to have a good one, not a great one, but a pretty damn good one, about a half hour away. So,
what sucks is I used to have
mine just has 3 rows and that's it.
That was even more than mine. But we had one in Whitehall, which is like a little over an hour from us. That was great. They're renovating that store right now. So I don't have that option either. So I have no part. Probably New York City is probably the next closest with a great selection.
Right.
So yay.
And out of the titles they had, Tim, did you have them all, or at least the ones you were interested in then, I'm guessing?
Oh, I had. Is this are we showing the titles this round, or is it next round?
Not yet.
Yeah, okay. So I had everything I really, really wanted that was in there. My first time in, I only grabbed one title out of sheer desperation of I want to walk out with something. So I picked up one title, and then I picked up another title in another trip that I actually did want. But that was it. Like, it was rough. It was not a good sale for me. Like I said, if I went online, would have been better. But oh well.
And that was totally me. I was an online shopper on this one. I don't think I went into any Barnes and Nobles this time around. Last sale I did. Last sale I did go in and pick up a couple titles during July. But for November, so many sales going on, so many things online that I'm just like, you know what? It's fine. I'm gonna go through. I think did I go Amazon? No, I think I went Barnes and Noble though. I think I went through Barnes and Noble because it took a while for Amazon to get all the sales going to match.
It would, yeah.
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 So yeah, I went through Barnes and Noble, got all my 5 titles pre-ordered that I wanted to pick up. I limited myself to 5. I listened to Tim on this one. He says limit yourself on this because there will always be another sale to come around. So
That's the key.
Not
yeah,
me.
so I
Not me.
picked 5 titles. 4 of them were in stock. The other one was a pre-order title we'll get into later. But yeah, so I got them shipped pretty quickly to me actually, which was nice. So it gave me time to watch them all during November time. So I had a good experience with at least the online shopping part of it. Once again, I don't know if the in-store experience would have been different. I would have had to drive like 45 minutes anyway to get to the closest Barnes and Noble.
Right.
And last time I was there, it was very barren as well. Just a few of the new stuff, not much there. So it's like, why would I want to go in at this point? But Tony, how did it go for you? Your shopping experiences?
Yeah, so I didn't actually go until this past Saturday. I waited to the end of the sale to go in, thinking that they would have everything that I wanted, which they pretty much did, except for the others 4K. I really wanted to get that one, but I wasn't going to get the Blu-ray. I wanted the 4K release, so that's the only one I wasn't able to get. But back in July is when I first realized that the Barnes and Noble nearest to me, which is an hour away, got rid of all of their Criterion, went from like an 8-foot section, the back wall, and it's just down to a little 4-foot section now. So, I mean, it was filled up as far as the 4-foot section, but I do miss the days where they were just everywhere. You could just spend over an hour just looking through all of the titles. Those days are gone, but overall, I was pretty pleased with what they had. And so I was able to get what I wanted. I did have to order 2 titles from BarnesandNoble.com, which they came in, thankfully. After seeing what I saw on Saturday, I knew that there were some titles that I wanted to get that wasn't available. But the online shopping was pretty easy and pretty quick to get here.
So I have a quick thought. Barnes and Noble, obviously, what helps them too is that they're the main brick and mortar. That's the words I was looking for. Brick and mortar bookstore in the country. So they got that going for them. But when it comes to like media, you'd think you would really want to dive deep with all your stores into Criterion, right? Like that's kind of your bread and butter. Right? No other store has what you have with Criterion. You'd think you'd want to really dive into that and latch onto that. But I keep seeing them expand their vinyl selection, which their vinyl is usually more expensive than a record store, and it's no better of a selection it's way worse than a record store. Like they're giving us more of what we don't need in there instead of holding on to what your store has unique. Like records aren't unique to Barnes and Noble. Criterion is. We don't get that a whole lot of places otherwise.
Well, they used to have hundreds of Funko Pops. Well, they've pretty much depleted all of that now, and most of that space has gone over to the vinyl.
Yeah, vinyl is expanding a lot.
They've got a wide variety of different kind of titles, though, but everything's so expensive.
They don't get anything unique. Sometimes they'll get exclusive colors, but they don't get anything else past that. Like anything you find at a Barnes and Noble record wise, you could just find that somewhere else and for cheaper, most likely.
Yeah.
So I don't know why they're diving so deep into records.
Well, it's like anything else. I mean, all these companies are driven by money and nothing else. It's business. So our record sales and up and pop Funko sales are down. I personally don't shop at Target anymore, but I went to Target recently. I had to get something for my wife, and their Blu-ray movie section is almost gone. It's almost gone, and it's mostly books, vinyl, which, hey, I love books and vinyl. That's awesome. But at the same time, that's telling me no one's buying the movies, and people are starting to buy vinyl more. Maybe people are starting to buy books more, which I kind of find hard to believe. But, the money drives everything.
Yeah.
It does, but so speculation, which I think is a big part of it too. You know how Barnes and Noble shows the dates on their labels, so you know when things were stocked.
Right.
So much of that stuff has been sitting for so freaking long. And even like Target, I think it was Target, went like balls deep into Adele, and they clearanced her record out for, it was like $7 because they overestimated. Vinyl is doing great right now, but I think a lot of what these brick and mortar stores are doing is they're speculating because sales have been going up. Well, we're just going to go, balls deep into it. And some of the stuff is just sitting there and sitting there and sitting there because they're not competitive with actual record stores until they clearance it. Their stores are more expensive, or their prices are more expensive. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the Criterions are always more expensive too until sale time. So I could only imagine just a common customer walking in a different month and being like, what, 50, 75 bucks for this movie? What is this?
Yeah.
I wonder if that hurts them overall too. Just in general, overall, the whole year, they have such high prices on them. I wonder if they drop the prices, if that would sell anymore, but who knows?
Yeah, the most they do is they'll put those 30% off stickers on select movies.
Yeah, and then you just kind of question if it's really 30% off by the time you get to the register.
I've had it. The one time something didn't ring up, but if that sticker's on there, or at least my experience, they'll give it to you. But still, 30% off is just kind of taking it to that average like $27 range. That's kind of normal for a new Criterion.
So, Steve, how did it go for you?
I went very well for me. There's like 3 stores I go to in my area, and I found everything I wanted to get. I mean, I never had any issues with anything. But I have noticed that, just like you guys were talking about it, the stores are shrinking. Their sections are shrinking. One that I like going in Greenwood, Indiana. It used to have 2 sides. There were like 4 racks on each side, and then like in July, that was down to like on the wall. It was down to like maybe 4 sections on the wall. And when I went in there on this weekend, actually I went there twice this weekend, it was down to just 2 sections, just 2 sections, and that was it on the wall. That was it. But there's one like in Carmel, Indiana, that's like, it still has like 2 sides, but I've noticed like one side is like half of what it was, and then you can go on the other side, it's still there. But and yeah, there's another one I thought that they had stopped selling altogether, and then because online it didn't even list for a while. They didn't even list that store when you went to barnesandnoble.com. So I had to go in there and investigate that like a week before the sale happened to make sure they were still selling. And they've shrunk their area down a little bit, but they still have a good selection. But yeah, but as far as everything I wanted, I found everything I wanted, and it was a great experience. And I got 11 titles tonight, but really excited to kind of show everybody what I have. So that's what I got.
Man, hearing these stories of them just shrinking these aisles, though, at Barnes & Nobles, it gets you thinking, if they eliminate their physical discs all entirely from Barnes & Noble, well, where do the Criterions go to next? Are they just going to be online Barnes & Noble, Amazon? Does Walmart end up getting everything? Maybe they get a Criterion selection. I don't know. Where do they go? There's not going to be no in-person shopping for Criterions. Man.
That's true. Walmart has a good selection online of Criterions. They have good prices, and just like Amazon, they're competitive with Amazon. So I like buying stuff off of there too. But I do prefer to go the brick and mortar and go through everything, and that's the fun of it. Just the thrill of the hunt. That's a big part of why I really like collecting this boutique label. So that's what I love.
So Johnny, I know you picked up quite a bit. How did that shopping experience go?
Oh, it was fine. I went into my Barnes and Noble. I'm sure it's like that with everybody else. When you go back to the section with all the vinyls and all that other crap, they've got the little holders that are kind of bolted on the wall where they put some of their titles, I guess. Well, most of mine at my local Best Buy, they were empty. They had 2 or 3 in one. None, 2, none. I mean, they just weren't even filling them. And they keep theirs all the way at the very end, and it's shrunk down to about 3 sections of maybe 8 feet, 4 feet, something like that. But it's just 3 sections. That's it. And I'm like Tim. I want to go in I want to get my stuff. I don't want to have to rely on the mail or anything like that. And yeah, most of my time I spent at Barnes & Noble, but I did go up to Best Buy to pick up 2 titles. And just the looks I got from their faces when I said, yeah, I'm going to ad match that with Amazon.
Yeah.
You get a $60 title and you're like, nah, that's $25. And just the looks I get. But yeah, I had to, this is a funny story. I had to, you guys know that I'm in the process of moving, and I took all of my Criterion digibooks and I set them aside. The movies that I get that I upgrade, I usually donate. I take them to Goodwill. You guys can see where this is going. I accidentally put 5 titles in with a Goodwill box. 5 4K titles. So I had to go in and replace those.
No.
Yeah. Because when the other night, earlier last month, Tim was in the group chat and he said, I want to watch 12 Angry Men. I want to watch 12 Angry Men. So I went digging through my boxes and so because I wanted to watch it again. And I'm like, I don't see this title. I don't see this one. I don't see this one. And then I look next to it and I see a box filled with DVDs. And I'm like, oh God, I took them to Goodwill.
Wow.
So what you're saying is, audience, start searching your Goodwills out there if you live nearby Johnny. To
Those are $10 a Goodwill.
Mind you, this was the first Criterion sale that I've ever participated in. So those titles were day one buys, and you can imagine like $60, $70 just gone. So I had to go and replace those. That was the first thing I had to do. I'm like, because I told you guys in the chat, I said I got to replace some titles. That's what I did.
So
but overall, I had a blast.
You touched on a point I was curious about too. You mentioned about Best Buy. I noticed the others, and what was the other one? They were $60. Am I crazy? Their MSRP is 50, right? Like,
No.
how come Best Buy was upcharging them?
$59.99. Yeah.
That's weird, man.
I had to buy 2 titles up there because, where I work, I was closest to Best Buy. I'm like, well, I got to go pick my wife up, so I'll just swing up by Best Buy. And yeah, they were there for $60.
They're trying to get
Johnny ain't paying $60.
That total program, right? Is that what they're trying to do?
That total
membership.
Yeah.
I don't have you in experience. I don't think I've noticed much like that Best Buy upcharges. Normally they'll put out MSRP, but that's kind of weird to put out for $10 over MSRP. That's really weird.
Yep.
It was just a curiosity thing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I didn't even know they had Criterions at Best Buy, so that's pretty cool in itself. I have never seen Criterions at Best Buy. So.
Unfortunately, not for long.
They pick and choose the
it's like
more
hit or miss,
stuff.
Yeah.
All right, Vin, how did your shopping experience go?
It went good. Before I get into that, Tony, I noticed you are shooting from a new angle tonight in your basement.
It's called a green screen. I've got it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I had to use a green screen. I'm in the middle of remodeling and stuff down here.
I can see some flickers now around you.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
Wow, I wouldn't know this.
You called him out, Vin.
I didn't know it was a green. I really didn't know it was a green screen. I just thought you were in a different spot.
Yeah.
But the sale went well for me. For me, Barnes & Nobles is the final frontier. It's the last vestige we have. I don't go to Target. I don't really go to Walmart. Barnes & Nobles, that's it. I mean, that's all there is. Once they go under, it's 100% online. It's the last stop for me, last stop on the train to go there and be able to browse. And I'm lucky enough to have a good Barnes & Nobles that has a good selection. And it's so good that when I go there, usually during the sale months, there's other hounds there looking, and you end up talking to other people, and they give you, I've gotten recommendations from complete strangers on multiple occasions, and you sit there and you end up talking about movies with people. And you're not, and again, that's something unique to the Barnes & Noble Criterion sale, because you're not going to sit there and get into a movie discussion at Target,
No.
So this is it. I don't know how long we're gonna have it, but this is it. And every sale that I still have it, I'm gonna be thankful. So I had a good sale, and I picked up a lot of stuff, too much, and I'm excited to talk about them.
Well, on that note, we'll start that second round here, everybody. So second round, we're talking those Criterions we did pick up. So Tim, take it away.
It's gonna be short for me. So I picked up Takeout.
Yeah.
Vin spoke highly of it, and this was my first trip into the store where there was basically nothing in stock. And I basically picked this up and walked out with it because I felt like I had to get something. And I like Sean Baker. I like Florida Project, and Vin spoke highly. So I'm like, I'll grab it. But I didn't watch it yet, obviously. Still sealed. My one thing is I'm a mood watcher, so if I haven't really been in the mood for some of this stuff, so I just didn't watch it. The other one I actually did want to go pick up, and they had it, was Mean Streets.
Yep.
I didn't care for it. I have to revisit it. I out of Scorsese's movies, this was so low down the bottom for me. I need to revisit it. I
feel you, Tim. I feel you.
Yeah, I didn't quite get the love on it. It's a bad Scorsese is still good enough, but like this is nowhere to me near even kind of close to top tier of his movies. Glad I got a nice addition though.
Yeah, you shared that on Instagram, and I posted on your Instagram story, or Instagram post. I said, it's all right, but not near the top of my Scorsese. But again, even if it's lower tier Scorsese, it's still above most stuff. Like,
yeah.
I went in like I love so many of his movies, and I just everyone spoke so highly of the movie. Maybe I went in with the wrong expectations or something, but I'm watching this. I'm like, this isn't grabbing me. Like I just was it for Collectors Club. We did for the recommendations. It was last month or the month before that Huck recommended King of Comedy to me. So first time watch for that. I was enthralled within 5 minutes.
King of Comedy is fantastic.
It's so freaking good. And I'm like, yes, Huck recommended that. That was amazing. Here's another classic of Scorsese that I didn't see. And I'm watching this. I'm like, this is not grabbing me at all. So I'll revisit it someday and give it a second chance. Maybe I just wasn't in the right mood. I don't know.
I think it's a grower. I think it's a movie that will grow on you. I think because I didn't love it the first time I saw it either, right? Because I've had it on DVD and I had the Blu-ray edition. And then I bought this, bought it for Criterion too. So it kind of grew on me. But I know what you mean, and a lot of people are complaining about the way the 4K looks too, the lighting. I think a lot of people probably could have just bought the Blu-ray and would have been happy with it because it just doesn't transfer well with the red lights, and I don't think it does as well on the 4K. But yeah, like I said, it's a grower. I like it a lot more than Shutter Island though. That movie never hit me all that well, and some people may like that movie.
Yeah, I like Shutter Island quite a bit.
Okay.
It's not top 5 for me or anything, but I like it quite a bit.
Yeah. So sometimes they have to grow on you a little bit.
Yeah.
All right. So those were the titles you picked up, Tim, right? That was them.
Okay. That was it.
No worries. Okay, so I'm going to get into my 5. I did rank mine. So we'll go from my least favorite to my top favorite here. But I will say these are all good movies. I'm so glad there wasn't a terrible movie in this bunch. There wasn't a Seventh Seal. Nothing bored me to tears. So happy for that. So I was happy. I was very selective on my 5 this time around. But yeah, let's get into this. So first up, Mildred Pierce.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know you guys were recommending this one.
Yes.
So I watched it, and oh my goodness, the daughter in this movie is absolutely the worst human being on planet Earth of all time. I mean, that daughter was so terrible. Like, oh my, and I don't do well with movies that have like affairs and infidelity stuff in there. Like that stuff just like rubs me the wrong way. And I'm like, what the daughters do? Oh my, no, oh man. So I don't know how many times I can rewatch this one. That's why it's at the bottom. but it was intriguing from the moment it started. I was engrossed into the story. I wanted to see what happened with the characters, but a very tragic story, definitely. So it's not going to put you probably in the happiest mood. So that's why it goes to the bottom.
If you put her in villain territory, Vita is like top 5 movie villains. She is terrible.
Oh my gosh. And she just got worse and worse. Like at first I'm like, okay, she's like bratty and like really just irritating, but she got worse and worse. I'm like, oh my gosh, by then. Ugh.
Yeah.
Man, and the mom was like so nice to her. Like the mom was doing her best, and this kid was just not having it. Oh, man. All right, next one. You guys were ranting on this one already with Mean Streets, but I actually like this movie. Now, still probably at the bottom of Scorsese for me, but I went into this with very low expectations. I'm like, it's an early Scorsese film. It's probably going to be low budget. I know it's probably going to be a crime drama because Scorsese loves those kind of films. Right. And that's exactly what it was. But I love the film angles in there. So it was a well-made film. The acting was great in there. I like the romance going on too. I'm a sucker for romance stories. So that was nice. So overall, I enjoyed it, but probably wouldn't rewatch it a whole bunch of times. You know, it's not like a Casino or a Wolf of Wall Street or anything like that. So yeah, bottom Scorsese pile, but still Scorsese, so still quality made film. All right. Now we're getting into top 3 here. Top 3. Let's see. All right. Number 3. We're going to have, you guys are recommending this one. We got The Others, of course. And I went into this movie completely blind, didn't do any research, didn't know anything about this one besides Nicole Kidman was in it. That's all I knew. And dang, that ending, not going to say anything, no spoilers here, but super shocked, did not see it coming. And the movie was just well made too, very atmospheric, had a lot of creepy moments. It was intriguing the whole time. So yeah, I really like this one. Yeah, and there's tons of special features on it as well. Some of the special features are foreign language, so you got to know that going into it. But yeah, overall, I enjoyed, definitely a one-time watch I'd recommend for everybody. Don't know if I would rewatch it a whole bunch. Don't know if it stays up after you know the twisty stuff. It does. Yeah. Okay. I will have to give it a rewatch then. But the acting was great in it, so really like that one. That was very good.
That's cool that you were able to go into that one without knowing the twists.
Yeah, especially with a 20-year. It's been out for 20 years, so yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm so glad I stayed away from trying to research anything about it after just hearing recommended. It was that kind of movie you want to go in blind. I'm like, okay, that's all I need to know. And you have to go in blind. I'm sure it's still a good movie if you know what happens, but it takes it to a whole another level if you don't.
Yeah, I knew the twist, but it had been like 15 years for me, so I really enjoyed it back, and I just love that beautiful giant Victorian house they're in, and setting. You know, it's just a really well done movie.
All right, now top 2 here, top 2. So second place, we're gonna have to go with Bottle Rocket. I'm a big Wes Anderson fan, so I'm trying to complete all of the Wes Anderson filmography on physical. And this one was awesome. It had funny moments in there. It also had a nice romance. So, like I said, I'm sucker for romances. So I, you know what? I do like the first half of this movie. I think more than the second half, but the second half was still pretty good. And it's a Wes Anderson title that doesn't get really wacky or bizarre in any way. So you could tell me a different director filmed this one, and I would totally believe you. But still a quality made film overall. I mean, it's Wes Anderson. Once again, he's a great director. So. And the acting's awesome in here. I mean, Owen Wilson's great. So
he's so funny.
James Caan.
So funny. Yeah.
That's a top 3 West. That's a top 3 for me.
See, I want to go top 3 for me. Would I put it top 5? I don't know. I just like all his movies. Stuff. I'm gonna have to rank them one of these days. All right, and then number 1, actually a Blu-ray here. We got La Bamba.
There you go.
La Bamba's so good. I love musical biopic type of films, and I've already seen this one before. So where the other ones were totally like blind buys, first time watches, I've seen this before on streaming. I really liked it. Actually, my wife introduced me to this movie. The music's great in here. You can just listen to the music and still have a good time. But yeah, it's a tragic story, but yeah, I like it. excellent. I can rewatch this one a whole bunch just because of the music. So very happy with that. Oh, and the special features are very, very good. They give you such a good perspective on the movie and why they chose certain actors and all that. I mean, dive into special features on this if you haven't.
Good.
But yeah, those are my 5. And like I said, I was pleasantly surprised with all of them. I don't know if I would say I was like blown away by any one of them. It's not like they made like my top 100 favorite films of all time, but they're all very solid, very good watches. But we'll have to see how they hold up on some rewatches.
Right.
All right, Tony.
Okay.
What do you got?
So first up, I'm just going to do these in order by when I watched them. So first up, I watched EO.
Okay.
I was a little bit let down with this one. I don't know what I was expecting with the donkey in a movie, but a bit let down. It wasn't as good as I wanted it to be. I don't know. It was just kind of trying to follow this donkey around these different scenarios. Just didn't do it for me. But
what were you expecting, Tony, out of that?
I don't know what I was expecting. I was just expecting some kind of magical donkey that's going to keep me entertained for about an hour.
Really?
People rave about that movie too. I haven't seen it yet.
And I think that's what it was. Is people? I had my expectations way up for that. I mean, it's a beautiful movie. I think it was really beautiful as far as the way it looked and everything, the different scenarios. But yeah, I don't know.
Well, that's like a definition of an art house film.
Yes, it was. It kind of bored me, and I almost dozed off a couple of times.
Well,
and I don't like dozing off in this movie.
Wasn't it nominated for best foreign language?
Yes.
Yeah. Awesome.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was okay. I'm glad I watched it. Then I watched Mean Streets. I really enjoyed this one. Of course, like everybody else says, it's not the best Scorsese, but I really enjoyed seeing a movie with Harvey Keitel in it. Really focused on his character. I like that aspect of it. I wish there would have been more violence, more. I wish there would have been
really
more violence, please.
We want magic donkeys. We want violence.
More violence.
More violence.
Sounds like you want to watch Taxi Driver.
Yeah, I love Taxi Driver. Next up, I watched The Age of Innocent. This was the first time watch. So all of these have been first time watches for me.
Wow.
I love Winona Ryder and I love Michelle Pfeiffer. They were great. Daniel Day-Lewis. I really haven't seen very many films with him in it. Just the basic. Anyways, I'm not the biggest fan of period pieces. This was kind of slow. I almost dozed off a couple of times in this, but it got good about halfway through. The story kind of got more entertaining. But I enjoyed it.
Tony, have you seen There Will Be Blood?
Yes, I love There Will Be Blood.
Okay, because Daniel Day-Lewis wise, that movie is phenomenal.
Last of the Mohicans. There's a lot of good ones that I've seen. But
he hasn't really done a lot of films.
It's underrated. It's slow, but fantastic.
It definitely really got good halfway through to the end. Okay, next up, I watched The Last Picture Show. This right here was another first-time watch. I had never seen this before, and I really loved this one. Last Picture Show, to me, was my favorite watches out of all of these. I didn't know much about it. I was really, I don't know. I love small town type films and just a simple story. You kind of like exploring these people's lives living in a small town, and man, they've got some they're a wild bunch of people. But The Last Picture Show was great. I watched Texasville today. Yeah. That was not so great. I don't know. I thought everybody was going to say, I went to Letterboxd after I do it because I log all the films that I watch. And I was going to give Texasville a 1 because I really thought it was more like a made-for-TV movie type deal.
Yeah.
It wasn't very good to me. But then I saw all these other people giving it like a 4 stars. I'm thinking, what in the world did they see in this movie that I missed? But it just didn't live up to the original. I think because I watched the original yesterday and then watched this one today, I think my expectations were too high, but I still enjoyed it. I love The Last Picture Show. I thought that was great.
I love when a sequel can return to the same characters.
Oh yeah, me too. That aspect of it. I guess the character that I really liked the most didn't get as much airtime on this sequel. And I think that's what took me out of it, because to me, the first movie wasn't focused on these two people we see here. It was more focused on him and his character, and that's what I was expecting to see in the sequel.
True. Yeah.
That movie is in the Columbia Classics set, correct?
Yep.
Yes, I believe it is.
Is that the same transfer?
I don't know.
Because that's kind of what turned me off to rebuying it, because I have it in the Classics set. I didn't know if it was the same transfer or what.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't imagine that it wouldn't be. I don't know about the special features though, because I do dive into the special features after I watch all of these, and special features were great.
And that is the only way to, regardless, you give Texasville a 1 star. That's the only way to get Texasville on Blu-ray.
Yeah, and I ended up giving it maybe 2.5 stars and the like, but I don't know. Anyways, it wasn't.
2.5 is a high score for you.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Yeah.
And I did purchase the Jackie Chan set, but I haven't got to break it open yet. And I also got Only Angels Have Wings. I want to.
Oh,
Hell yes. Hell yeah.
And then I got The Eight Mountains,
wow.
and I got Godland. So these are the ones that I still need to watch. They're in my. I hope to watch these throughout the rest of this week. I'm not Jackie Chan. I'm not going to be able to tackle that one quite yet. But I did watch some other Criterion, some of my other Criterion before. Like I said, I waited to the very last minute to go shopping for the Criterion. So I've been visiting all of my previous July sale titles, plus my Criterion flash sale titles that I picked up. So that's what I've really been focused on, other than these newer ones that I just got. But the Last Picture Show was my favorite.
Yeah.
You know, I'm feeling all you guys, though, we're watching classy stuff like Criterion over the month, and I'm almost done with season 4 of According to Jim.
Right.
That was most of my month.
All right. Before we move on to Excelsior over there, let's check into the comments. We got Wilkie's Movies and Music saying, sorry, can't join chat tonight, but wanted to say hi, and we'll catch the replay.
Hey, Corey.
All right. Let's see. We got Jerry in the house.
Hey,
saying,
Jerry.
what's up?
Hey, what's up, Jerry?
We got Huck saying, I love 12 Angry Men. Just saw it for the first time. Now, pardon me while I run to Johnny's Goodwill.
Yeah.
Johnny, you did go back to the Goodwill to see if you could get those.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
They were
Yep.
there. Yeah.
They were gone?
No, they were gone.
Wow.
I don't know if the person behind the counter realized, oh, I've struck gold here, and kept it
Oh,
for
that was
themselves.
100% an employee took those.
Yeah, I'm gonna say
Probably.
they probably do that for everything that comes in that back door. They go look it up.
Yep.
We got Holland saying, I'm with you, Huck, on After Hours, but I'm not with Tim on Mean Streets. Ooh. These streets are going to get mean on here for sure.
Yeah.
Huck saying, is the daughter from Mildred Pierce as bad as the train wreck girl from Psycho Gorman? Psycho Gorman's amazing. Yeah, we'll have no negative comments about Psycho Gorman here. That's a treasure right there. All right, Miss Caveman saying hello to everyone.
Hey there.
Caveman saying the big congratulations on
Good job.
3,000 subscribers. That's the Timmy, right?
I didn't hit it quite yet, though. I'm
It's close.
I'm 30 some away.
All right, let's see. I think we caught up on everybody there. All right, Steve, go ahead, take it away.
Oh wow. So yeah, these are like I said, I got 11 titles here, and I like all of these. I haven't really been disappointed with anything. Texasville's the one that like a lot of people were saying that one's kind of a little bit disappointing, and it's great that that's a special feature on extra disc on within Last Picture Show. But I like I said, I don't think I missed out on any of these really. The first two, and I have these kind of loosely ranked, but the first one is Guillermo del Toro's Kronos.
Oh yes.
Yeah, and I love the fact that this is like half in English and half in Spanish, and I enjoyed this one a lot. I just it's kind of low budget, but I enjoyed it quite a bit. Next one, another Guillermo del Toro movie, Devil's Backbone.
Yes.
I actually like this one more, even though this one's in Spanish. I like the story a little bit more. and it has some CGI in it, that kind of stuff. But overall, the story was a little more interesting than Chronos. But and obviously, I had Pan's Labyrinth, obviously the best one of the Criterion. Obviously, Pinocchio's getting released in December, but I'll get that one too. But yeah, enjoy these. This one, next one, I actually saw this in the theater, and I have not. I've watched the special features on it, but haven't watched the actual Criterion. But it's the David Bowie movie, Moonage Daydream. When I saw this in the theater, it's maybe a little bit long, and I think I'll like it a lot more the second time I see it. Just kind of know where it's going, how long the movie is. But I love the way it looked. I thought they did a great job taking that old footage and kind of modernizing it. And the special features are really good on it, and it has a commentary. So I enjoy it. I really can't wait. This, like I said,
what is that movie about?
You got a plastic case on that one.
Yeah, this one's a Blu-ray. I didn't get the 4K.
Oh, okay.
I saw it in the theater. I just thought, I don't know if it's really going to look that great on 4K.
Does that have Atmos on it?
I don't think so. No, I don't see Atmos on it, but still, yeah. I like I said, I saw it in the theater, and I think I'm going to enjoy it a lot more the second time. But yeah, I'm sure the 4K's got Atmos, Dolby Atmos in it, but
It
yeah.
does, yeah.
Yeah, the special features is really great. I think the director almost had like a heart attack while he's filming this, and which is kind of interesting. He nearly died while taking that old footage and some of the new stuff and putting it together. But again, we had to watch that one again. Like I said, I saw it in theater like opening weekend. But everything else I have watched. The next one is Denzel Washington, Devil in a Blue Dress.
Oh yeah, that's good.
I like this one a lot. It's with the late Tom Sizemore in it. Denzel, like you can't really miss too much on him, especially in the Criterion collection. Malcolm X, obviously great too. But yeah, I enjoy this one quite a bit. Jennifer Beals, I thought I enjoyed it quite a bit, and obviously Don Cheadle's really great in this movie too. I like his character is just crazy in the movie. But next one is one a lot of people got is The Others. I saw this one in the theater. Like you guys were saying, like Mike was saying. I was surprised that the special features are in Spanish. Like even the commentary. I know the director is he speaks Spanish, but there's even a special feature on this where he's talking to the cast in English. So like they could have gotten someone with him to an English speaker that could have done most of the talking during the commentary. But he does. I think he wrote the music in the movie too. But I really like that special feature because I'm really into music, and I thought he did a great job putting together the score for this. But yeah, like I said, there's another movie on my channel. I think I spoiled it a little bit, comparing it to another movie that was released a couple years earlier. So I wish I had really let that cat out of the bag but I enjoyed this when I saw it in the theater. I just had the only second time I'd ever seen it. So The Others. Next one is one I had not seen since like the late '80s. It's La Bamba. Enjoyed this a lot. Lou Diamond Phillips did a great job. It has the Mission Impossible villain in it too, Morales. It's like when I saw Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1, I thought I've seen that guy before, but I had not seen him in anything in a while. And that's one of the villains from the last Mission Impossible movie. Like that a lot. And then Last Picture Show. It had been a while since I'd seen this. And I enjoyed this. The special features are really great in this.
Mm-hmm.
Texasville was a little bit of a disappointment. Like I said, it's great to see that cast back together, but it's a completely different vibe. The fact that it's in color, it definitely looks way too modern compared to this is supposed to be 1951, 52, that school year. And Jeff Bridges and Sybil Shepherd, she looked so great back then.
Yeah.
She looks like I said on Instagram, I said she looks. A young Reese Witherspoon kind of looked like Sybil Shepherd back when they were both in their 20s. She was like 19 or 20, and she ended up. I think Peter Bogdanovich ended up leaving his wife during the filming, and he was dating Sybil Shepherd. A smart guy, I had a great movie from 1971. Next one I have Mean Streets. Like I said, this one I think it'll grow on you. The more you watch it, I think you'll like it a little bit more. But it's a very low budget. It has Amy Robinson. That became a producer, and she produced After Hours with Griffin Dunn. and she was also in Chili. She also produced Chili Scenes of Winter with Griffin Dunn and Mark Metcalf from Animal House. So yeah, this one I enjoyed it quite a bit. I think it has the same kind of commentary that's on the Blu-ray, the other Blu-ray that I had. Only this on Criterion it's like a selected scene commentary, which it's like an hour and 17 minutes. And I think when you watch the other Blu-ray, the one that I had that I bought used, I think the commentary is like it's like spotty. It's like there's like silence in a lot of parts of the movie where no one talks at all. And so I think it's the same commentary from that. But then I got three more here. This is the one that Tim has been telling me about for so long, and I really enjoyed it. Katharine Hepburn, Summertime. You know, I like this a lot for 1955. She goes to Italy, and you know, she's kind of an independent woman there, and I enjoy this. I like the little kid in the movie too that she talks to throughout the movie. It's kind of sad his situation, but I thought the kid was really cool, and her love interest and the movie was great. And then another one, Katharine Hepburn. I just watched this. I actually bought this on Sunday. It's Bringing Up Baby.
Oh, yeah.
So good.
Yeah, I like this a lot. Yeah, I enjoyed this a lot. You know, Cary Grant's really great in this movie. This is like the third Cary Grant movie that I own with you know, a Charade and you know, some great stuff. And I've got to get more movies. Apparently they worked together 3 times, and it's also the director of this movie is actually from Goshen, Indiana, Howard Hawks. And you hear John Carpenter talks about Howard Hawks, how much he loves his work. And obviously, The Thing was like one of his movies that he did a remake on. So yeah, I enjoy this one a lot. From 1938, and we watch the special features, and they talk about how innovative the you know, the special effects visual effects were back then. With the you know, I don't spoil anything, but yeah, the way they used that, I think, was really innovative from 1938. And the last one I really love. This is one that my parents have talked about for years. 1979. It's The In-Laws. Peter Falk, you know, Alan Arkin. Oh, this is great. It's got those lines, man. My parents have quoted the lines from this movie for so long. And I loved it. I think the ending had been spoiled for me for years, so I saw it coming. But I enjoyed this movie a lot. It's the comedy. Cinema Dade Media loves this movie. Talks about it a lot. And talks about Peter Falk all the time on his live streams with Stephanie for Movie Chatter. So loved it. So that's it. 11 titles. Really enjoyed it.
My work here is done. Someone bought Summertime. See ya.
I accidentally took my Summertime
Don't leave yet.
at the Goodwill.
But Steve, you liked Summertime, so now it's like it's gonna snowball and more people will get Summertime. So
Get Summertime.
it's like every time I hear somebody like Summertime, I'm like, you know, I'm getting more interested in trying that one.
I think Tim's wife said she was disappointed by it, but so it may be hit or miss for some people, but
she hated it. She
hated it.
Hated it. But Mike, you said you like romance, and Summertime is all romance.
Right. I'm really starting to like these early movies too. I really got to check out more. Holiday. I got to check out Holiday. That's on my list too. You got to see that.
Yeah.
Let's see. We got just jumping into the comments real quick. We had Fish join in. I want to say a little Fish out there.
Hey, Fish.
Hey, Fish.
All right, so let's get to Johnny.
All right, this is going to be really quick and really simple. Or I've had 4 or 5 days off in the month of November. All I did was work, and then so I could get the money to go out and get these titles. So none of them have been opened. I'll show you the ones that I had to replace because of me being an idiot and putting them in the Goodwill box. First one is Thelma and Louise.
Yeah.
Second one I had to replace was Malcolm X.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't expecting such new titles for the one you had to replace.
Citizen Kane.
And they were all sealed and brand new too.
Yeah.
Dazed
Yeah.
and Confused.
Great movie.
Jeez, you
Somebody
gave
get
some
the
employee a whole Christmas.
And Menace
Go.
to Society.
Oh my god.
Those are the ones I had to replace. Now, these were the ones I picked up. I did upgrades for The Breakfast Club
Okay.
and Fast Times.
Go.
The Princess Bride.
Yes.
This was the one I got to stare at when I went to Best Buy and ad matched it. A friend of
Love that
mine
movie.
turned me onto this a couple of years ago. He said, you have to watch this. Dennis Hopper will leave you captivated. It was Blue Velvet.
Yeah.
And like everybody else, I picked up the others.
Mm-hmm.
I said I was going to pick this up on the pregame show. So Barry Lyndon.
Yep.
Yes. Yes.
I think this will be the first one that I watch out of all of these because I know it's long, but there's just
Worth
something
it.
about it. I just want to get into it.
It's an epic. It's a great Kubrick.
Yep.
And I don't want to be left out. Mildred Pierce.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I think Vin may have suggested this one, but Chilly Scenes of Winter.
Yeah, I love that one.
You go. Yep. Great movie.
Dell, KB, and Nick all swear up and down that this is a masterpiece. So I'm going to give it a shot. The Lady Snowblood collection.
Yeah.
Kill Bill is loosely based off that, right? I think.
Yep. Double Indemnity.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah. Fantastic one.
Great one.
Like everybody else, I got The Last Picture Show.
Yep.
I've heard, I did not know that there was a remake of this, but I had to pick it up because it's got Jimmy Stewart, The Flight of the Phoenix.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Great
another long
movie.
one. It's long, but it's really good.
I didn't even know that had Jimmy Stewart, so you just sold me on that one right now.
And thank you, Tim. Thank you for this one. Summertime.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go.
And my mother, she loves this movie. She said, you have to buy this. I've never seen it before. It's Arsenic and Old Lace.
Oh, that's
Oh,
another
that's a
good
fun
one.
one. Yeah.
I've been wanting to get into more Hitchcock. I've seen North by Northwest, The Birds, Psycho, the usual suspects. But I've never seen Notorious.
Oh, that's good.
Oh wow.
One of Hitchcock's best.
I also picked up Devil in a Blue Dress.
Nice.
And my last one is
Oh.
Mean Streets.
Yeah. Like I said, it's a grower.
Yeah.
I definitely recommend of those, besides the Barry Lyndon, get to Arsenic and Old Lace at some point when you just want to unwind and watch something silly, fun.
Yeah.
That the runtime will fly by and you're just gonna be laughing like the whole movie. It's so clever and fun. Really good one.
Yeah, she said it's like a departure from like what we're used to seeing Cary Grant. And I'm like, okay. And she said, you will laugh. You just nonstop laugh. And I'm like, all right, I'll go get it. So
Yeah,
I'll
so
go.
much hijinks happen in a set, mostly one room. It's mostly all taking place in the house, but mostly one room.
Right.
It's so funny.
And his family's nuts too.
His whole family is crazy.
Yeah, they're nuts, nutty. Yeah, that's the other one I meant to mention. Cary Grant that I own. He's really great. And then I found out that my Moonage Daydream does have Dolby Atmos. I had to blow it up because I can't see small print, even with my glasses on. But I did a shot of it, and it does say Dolby Atmos, so that's good. And, I do want to have good sound with David Bowie, and I like that movie a lot when I saw it in the theater. So I'm going to love it watching it again.
Yeah, I started that one, but I got sidetracked, and life things happened, and I still
Yeah.
have to finish it.
I could see it the first time you watch it. You don't know where it's going. It's such a long movie, but I'm a big fan of David Bowie, so I enjoyed it when I saw it in the theater. It was like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. It was like me and like a husband and wife were sitting there. That we were the only ones in the theater, but it sounded great, and just what they did with that old footage made it look more modern. So I think you'll like it.
The way that they piece it together is very unique too, where it's a lot of footage of just David Bowie in interviews and whatnot, which is very cool. But it's a different style of documentary.
Yep.
Well, great pickups, Johnny, and I'm glad you got those ones replaced at the beginning, because I'm like, those are like all of my top 10 criteria. So it's like, you need to have those. So at least you're able to get those replaced. But I'm like, oh, such good ones.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, Vin.
So now I can finally open them up and just start the veg out.
Yep.
All right, Vin, take it away.
All right, I'm going to start with the Janus Contemporaries line, because that ties into the Criterion collection. The first one I'm going to show, I got 4 Janus Contemporaries collection, is Tori and Lokita. This is a film by the Dardenne brothers, and they're just, I think, the best directors out there today who tackle stories about the impoverished community, or lower class citizens, or in this case, illegal immigrants. But all of their films kind of tackle the same subject matter, which is people struggling to work and people struggling to get by. And this, I really like this one. Another one I got from the Contemporaries line was The Innocent, another French film, and I really enjoyed this one as well. I'm going to try and go through this kind of quick. I have a lot of titles, but this one I did like.
Yep.
2 I have not seen yet. I haven't watched yet. The 8 Mountains and Godland. But both of those I am looking forward to. And I did sort of rank these a little bit. So this next stack that I'm going to go through are ones I have not watched yet. First is Don't Look Now.
Oh.
I haven't watched that one yet. I picked that one up pretty early. I did get the Jackie Chan set. I watched one of these out of the 6, and I love Jackie Chan. I love martial arts films, but sometimes these older martial arts films can really drag for me, and this one did drag for me. So I'm hoping some of the other ones can be a little bit more to my taste, but we'll see. I got La Promise, another French film from, again, the Dardenne brothers. This is actually their film debut. So I'm expecting this to be just like all their other films, but probably just a little bit rougher around the edges. So I'm expecting to like this one. And the last one I did not watch yet, I actually got just a couple of days ago, and that is Blow Up.
Yeah.
And I got this because I had just recently rewatched Blow Out.
Right.
I didn't really love that film upon first watch, but I rewatched Blow Out and really liked it. So I figured, why not get Blow Up?
Is Blow Up a sequel to Blow Out? Are they related at all, or
kind of a remake, sort of?
Kind of. One's related off of a photographer accidentally getting a picture of a murder, whereas Blow Out is of a sound engineer accidentally recording a murder.
Yep.
All right, so this next stack is very, very fat, and it's... Oh, no, this next stack is quite short. These are films I did not enjoy. Old Joy.
Oh, yes.
I found it...
Not very joyful.
Oh, no.
No joy.
So boring.
Yes.
And there's only 2 here. 2 I really just did not like, and the other one is Slacker.
Yeah.
Did not like Slacker. I understand the vibe it was going with Richard Linklater, kind of just trying to catch the vibe of society in the 90s, but I was bored out of my mind with this film.
Yeah.
Now, the next we're going to go through, they're ranging from okay to very good. They're all just fine. Some are very good, but they're all good. The others, really like the others.
Yep.
La Ceremonie, I actually really like this film as well. It actually inspired me to get 2 box sets from Arrow Video from the same director. I've watched one of them and I liked it. So this is actually, I like this one a lot. The Worst Person in the World. This is still sealed up, but I did watch this on streaming and I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
This one I just watched today. If you follow me on Instagram, The Comfort of Strangers. This is lower tier. I can't say I recommend this, but it has a great cast, a great score. It's just a little bit, it doesn't do quite enough for me. I got Mean Streets, as everyone else did. Haven't watched the 4K yet.
Yep.
I got, oh, dropped it there. I got Husbands with a John Cassavetes film with Peter Falk. This one was a little bit too slow for me. I thought I was going to love it, but upon watching it, it just dragged a little bit for me, but it was all right. Medicine for Melancholy. This one was a fun one. I enjoyed this film. The New World. This one, I'm never going to rewatch it, quite frankly, but it was a good one-time watch.
Yeah.
To Sleep with Anger. This one I hadn't heard anything about, but it was a 90s film with Danny Glover. I really like Danny Glover, and he's such a menace in this film, and it's you know, for that alone, I enjoyed this film. If you like Danny Glover, check it out. Let the Sunshine In. This was a random one I got. Again, another French film. I watched a lot of French titles this month. This one was, I think I gave this 2 or 2.5 stars on Letterboxd. It was okay. And then, actually, a first-time watch for me was Godzilla. I actually never seen the original Godzilla. I watched this one a couple days ago, and you know it has its limitations, obviously, but I liked it. I enjoyed this film.
Yeah, better than King of the Monsters.
And we have one more here that falls in the same category, and that is a Baumbach film, Francis Ha.
Yeah.
Baumbach has a couple of films I really, really love. This one's not one of them. I just kind of enjoy it, but it was all right. It was pretty good. And the last 3 I had to talk about are my favorite 3 pickups from the sale. These are 3 that I would highly recommend to anybody. The first one is a film by Mike Leigh, 1993, Naked. This is all about this kind of British vagrant who goes on random misadventures throughout the course of one long night. He's not exactly the most likable character, and the British accents are actually, and the British dialogue is kind of so thick that you actually have to put on subtitles in certain points.
Yeah.
I did enjoy the film quite a bit. It's a unique film, and at the end of the day, it had me captivated throughout.
Yeah.
The next one is a film that was actually directed by Paul Dano. And I couldn't believe I had never heard of this when someone told me about it, but it was directed by Paul Dano, stars Jake Gyllenhaal, and it's a film from 2018.
Yeah.
Oh.
Someone told me about this, and I was like, how do I not know that this film is a thing? And I immediately bought it, immediately loved it. It's all about a father who essentially kind of decides to leave his wife and son to fight wildfires, and I think this is 1950s it takes place. And it's all about how that affects the family and what he comes back to and dealing with the family dynamic. I love films that tackle the nuclear family in a sense. And I love films that kind of break down the nuclear family via choices of the characters. And this is right up that alley. And I really enjoyed this one. And the last one I have to talk about, I really like this one too. 2021 film, Drive My Car.
Yep.
I thought this was just, and again, this is like 3 hours plus, right? Almost, it's exactly 3 hours. And you know a film is good when it's 3 hours long and you're just okay with it. And I was okay with this film being 3 hours. And that's the best compliment I can give it. It was 3 hours long and I did not care. So Drive My Car. There you go.
Oh. Excellent.
I want to see that wildlife now.
Yeah.
I'll be on that one.
Yeah, Wildlife's awesome.
I think if I remember right, that was one of the streaming services. I think it went to a streaming service and then went to Criterion. I don't even know if I got a box office release.
Yeah, I don't know. I had never heard of it at all, so I wouldn't be surprised.
All right, great pickups, everybody. We got some recommendations now for even next sale.
Yeah,
I'm already ready.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
So there's like more of the
Yep.
Just don't send any more to Goodwill now, okay?
Oh no. I'm not
More
going to
next
do
time.
that again.
All right, let's see. Okay, so getting into our third round here, just what current or future sales are we looking forward to? Tim, are you participating in any sales right now or any upcoming ones you're excited about?
I kind of just wing it, to be honest. If a sale comes up, I have money and I feel like partaking, I do, but I don't really, I guess, actively look forward to too many. It's just I just wing it. If I feel like doing it, I do it. I don't know.
It's just when the mood strikes, right? That's
Pretty
the
much,
key.
because I've said it multiple times. But like, there's always another sale, so like I don't mind missing sales. There's always another one coming up. I have no more FOMO on missing sales. I'll
Yeah.
catch the next one.
Yeah.
All right. Well, for me, there's some sales going on right now. I was pretty intrigued by, but I was upset at Arrow sale. I don't know if anybody's participating in the Arrow sale. At first, I saw the email and I'm like, ooh, Hugo is back in stock. I can get Hugo on 4K now. But I'm like, oh, let me get some more funds in. Let me wait a few days here. I check back later. I look at their site and it's out of stock again. I'm like,
Wow.
why can I not get this movie? Like, I cannot get this movie at all.
I will say that I'm gonna be doing. I imagine a lot of us are gonna be doing like top 4Ks of the year type video, but Hugo is one of my favorite 4Ks of the entire year. That 4K is so
Well,
freaking good.
Just rub
Yeah,
it in,
it looks
Tim.
really
Rub it
It's so
in.
good.
I'm like,
That
I've
one-
never seen it. I want to see it, but it's
That was-
never in
that-
stock.
Very rarely do I put a 4K disc in and just marvel. Like,
Yeah.
Hugo was ridiculously good looking.
Yes,
Like,
it was.
Well, that explains why it's always out of stock. Okay.
It is phenomenal. Like I couldn't believe it. And the movie is damn good. It finished, and I'm like, why did I not watch this? I think for the longest time I thought it was kind of one of those generic YA fantasy type movies that were coming out around that time period, and it's none of that. It's a marvelous movie, and I'm mad at myself for skipping it for so long.
It's really good. Yeah.
Speaking of how fantastic it looks, I think that Del Toro's Pinocchio has a chance to look that fantastic.
It could. That's a great movie too. That Pinocchio is really good.
Yeah, I saw Hugo in the theater, and I imagine on 4K it's going to look great. But Mike, I mean, Best Buy. Recently, I've seen it at Best Buy, and
That's a good point. Yeah, I should try that. I should try my local Best Buy.
Yeah,
I haven't been there in a while, so we like a whole new experience going there. Or maybe they might have it. You never know. No, you know what? I don't think mine's had Arrow titles before though. Like I've seen them have Scream Factory stuff, but I don't think I've seen Arrow there. So maybe though.
Arrow doesn't pop up much, but Hugo was an Arrow title that Best Buy carried.
Yeah.
Well, I wish I knew. I knew that. But how come they don't have enough copies? Because it came out a while ago. I missed it on the first time. Now I missed it on this time. Hopefully there's a third time down the road. But
yeah,
I'm not going to pay full price for it either, though. I want it for $25. That's the price.
And I guess Best Buy won't price match it because it's not in stock on Arrow's site.
Oh, really?
I mean, I don't know.
I don't know.
Why hasn't Barnes & Noble done their Arrow sale? They used to do it before the Criterion sale. And I think last year they may have did it after the sale, or maybe in July or August. Didn't they something like that? But I'm surprised that Barnes & Noble hasn't done a sale yet on Arrow titles. But maybe they will sometime soon.
Yeah, I think they're gearing up for their vinyl sale since they've got some.
Yeah, the vinyl.
Taylor Swift albums.
Oh, I saw a Taylor Swift album in the movie section of my Target last time I was at Target. Like in the movie banner area, there was just Taylor Swift stuff there.
Oh, wow.
Like, what's going on here? The other sale I did participate in, right? Kino Lorber sales going on right now. Yay! So I did pick up a few Kino Lorber 4Ks. I ordered, I think it was like 4 of them. So I'm gonna get those in hopefully soon. So yeah, Kino Lorber sales are awesome too. Like they usually feel like sales. So I always look for the 4Ks that are under like the $18 range. So yeah, they had some good ones there. So very happy with that. And then there's just tons of sales popping up everywhere, right? Like Amazon had sales popping up still. So even though like Cyber Monday's over, it seems like every week they're adding new stuff on sales. So I'm like, man, I thought I was going to be able to recover after the month of November, but there's so many sales still going on. So I feel like, oh man, I'm still getting more stuff for December. But hey, it's a great time for sales, at least for me. So I'm having a good time with those sales. Tony, how about you?
Yeah, so typically I don't participate in any sales because I usually purchase day one. I'm usually one of those that buys everything the week that they come out. So the only sales I really look forward to is Criterion, because Criterion is the only one that I do not do that with. Usually I only purchase Criterion during the July, November sale or the flash sale. Most everything else I don't really participate in. Sometimes Shop Factory will have a pretty good sale where they focus like all their 4K titles. And so any 4K titles that doesn't come with a slip, I'll usually get that during the sale. And same way with Kino Lorber. There's a lot of good stuff on Kino Lorber that don't come with slips in the $4.99 price range. I'll usually jump on those. But right now, I guess I'm just looking forward to the next Criterion sale.
Yeah.
Hey, it will be here before you know it. It always feels like that. It's just like, what? It's July now?
Right.
Yeah, I think for most of the boutique label stuff, I wait for the sale. I'm trying to think if there's anything I would pick up day one. I think Scream Factory is the one I usually pick up day one, if I do get one, because they're usually not too much of a price difference. Like their sales don't even feel like sales half the time. So sometimes I'll get them day one. I think everybody else, Kino Lorber, I definitely wait on. Criterion, I definitely wait on. And Arrow, I usually wait on as well. So.
And that's a good word to use. I wait on, because usually if you order from Kino Lorber, you're going to be waiting a long time. Because I'm still waiting on my Kino Lorber order. My regular weekly release. I want that Monster Squad.
Oh yeah, I haven't even picked up that one. That one's not on discount yet.
I love Kino Lorber, but their distribution is awful.
Terrible.
It's so bad.
Yeah. They take your money pretty quick, though.
Oh, and they let you know you cannot modify anything afterwards. So they're really strict on it. It's like you can't change it. The address better be correct, because if you did it wrong, sorry, it's going somewhere else.
Well, during the checkout process, they asked you 3 times if your address was correct. So if you don't get it right 3 times, then you don't deserve to get that.
Yeah, but I don't know. I like the Kino Lorber sales though, and yeah, I guess they do come later than a lot of other sales, but that's okay. It's like a surprise. It's like a month later. You're like, oh, cool! I got this box of a ton of cool stuff.
Last year, Vin, it took him about 3 months to get his sale order.
Yeah,
3 months?
Yeah.
I think a month has been the longest for me. 3 months? Oh my goodness!
Yeah, they had one title that was out of stock, and they didn't ship anything until that one title came back in stock, and it was about 3.5 months.
Yeah, they don't even tell
when
you.
they do that.
They don't.
And they didn't tell me. They didn't tell me.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't know. Why do they wait on it? It's like if you have something, send the ones you have in stock, and then the other ones you don't, or the pre-orderable ones, send those later. Or they just
pay multiple shipping.
Being cheap on it, huh?
Cheap
well,
shipping.
Man.
So that's fine. Just send me an email that tells me. They didn't. I had to reach out to them multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's a bummer. Like Barnes and Noble was great. Like when I placed my order for my titles, and Mean Streets was a pre-order, it's like they shipped the ones they had right away, no problem, got those quickly, and then they just sent me the separate shipment for Mean Streets when that came out. So I wish more of them did that. Though.
Yeah, I think Amazon could do that a lot easier because they have so many warehouses throughout the country where they can ship half the order, especially when you pre-order something, they'll ship. If a couple items that are already in stock, and they'll wait a month, a week or two for the pre-order to come in when it gets released. But
so, Steve, what sales are you looking forward to? Are you participating in any of these sales going on in December?
I don't know, because of Christmas, I'm kind of getting gifts and stuff for family, but definitely when the Criterion flash sale happens in February, or last year it happened in March. It's like the end of March, just so you can get Inland Empire. Remember they made everybody wait till like the end of the month to get that. Everybody knew that had to be that at the end of the month. That's the reason why they're waiting for David Lynch get that released. But hopefully this year, hopefully it happens in February, a little bit like it used to be. It used to be like late February. Hopefully that. But I definitely, I think is a Witness. Is that part of Kino Lorber? I believe, or is that Arrow?
Witnesses Arrow.
Arrow. Okay.
Yeah, that's
But that
Arrow.
one's not on discount. I wish it was though.
I would like to get that one. Definitely like to get that title. I haven't seen that in a long time, but Harrison Ford's really great in that movie. The Fugitive, obviously, that one just got a 4K release, and that's one of my favorites. I think Derek was talking about how much he likes the Fugitive, and we talked about how crazy that movie is. Like the kind of the beginning of the movie, it's the rear projections in the early part of the movie, and then the big jump in the movie. But then after that, it becomes this whole other movie that's so great. And Harrison Ford, that's probably my favorite performance from him. But Witness might be second favorite. And then obviously Star Wars and Indiana Jones franchise I think he's great in those movies too. So
I love Fugitive, but I hope to see the sequel get some love too. I
Oh,
always
really?
like U.S. Marshals.
US Marshals.
It's not Fugitive level, but it's still really good.
Yeah, it's not bad. I
Tommy Lee
like it.
Jones. Yeah. Tommy Lee Jones was great, especially when in his younger days he was an outstanding actor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still need to see that sequel. I know everybody talks about it, but I've only seen The Fugitive one time, never seen U.S. Marshals. But The Fugitive is already on discount now. I think it's like 22 something now. So
Yeah.
I got to pick up a physical of that one.
No, nobody ever talks about Tommy Lee Jones' best performance ever, and that's as Two-Face.
You know what? I have a fun time with Batman.
I like Batman
you know
Forever.
what? I'm
With
okay
wacky.
with Two-Face there.
I saw in a Jim Carrey interview though, Tommy Lee Jones hated working with Jim Carrey.
Yep.
Couldn't stand him.
Yep.
Didn't respect him as an actor. Didn't want to be near him at
Nope.
all.
I can see that. Yeah,
I wouldn't want to be near him either.
he was so over the
think
top in the '90s.
I think he said, I will not sanction your buffoonery.
Yes,
I think that's what he said.
All right. How about you, Johnny? Are you just trying to catch up on these movies now, watching them? Or?
Look, I have stuff in my cart for Kino and Arrow, but you guys are scaring me away from Kino now because I want it. And I want it now. I don't want to have to wait 3 months for, say, Cujo and 4K. No, I'm not going to do that. So, I mean, this one hit my bank account hard.
Yeah.
So I may hold off. I might pick up one from Arrow, but that would be pushing it.
Johnny, you probably got at least
yeah.
you probably got at least one free one, right? You got so many of those rewards, the $5 rewards. That you
I think I got 2 for free.
2 for free, yeah.
Because they were like, "Do you want to use your $10?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'll go ahead."
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Should I? I mean, I know there's going to be another sale. Yeah, I'll go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
All right, Vin. How about you?
Well, the only sales I really get excited for are the Criterion ones because that's the label I like the most. But the other thing, I hope I don't know if Vinegar Syndrome will do it again, but I don't know if it was last year or the year before where they had their every I think day or week they released 10 films for $10 from their partner labels.
Yeah.
And I picked up a lot, and they all came with beautiful slips, and they'll tell you what has slips left.
Mm-hmm.
And I just remember that sale getting all these movies in $10 a pop with a Vinegar Syndrome slip, and a lot of them were good movies. So if they do something like that again, I don't know if they ever will, but that would be fantastic. So hopefully they'll do that in the new year. Other than that, I'm just looking at the next Criterion sale.
I think wasn't that to celebrate their anniversary though? I think that's
that's why I don't know if they'll ever do it again, but that was awesome.
Yeah.
That's a good thing about anniversaries. They come every year, so
yeah, that was the 10-year anniversary though, right?
Yeah.
That only comes
now,
once.
You mean you don't celebrate your anniversary every year?
11-year anniversy doesn't sound
11-year is an important one. Okay.
There we go. The 11-year one, and every movie is $11. Then
there you go. I'm good with that. I'll pay 11.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't dived much into Vinegar Syndrome yet, just because I hear
should.
such like divisive things about the
haven't
movies
either.
themselves. I'm always worried. I only have 2 Vinegar Syndrome titles, and I'm like,
You're
have any.
right to tread lightly, Mike. Tread
Yeah,
lightly.
yeah, don't dive in, just tiptoe.
Yeah,
You have to research. You can't blind buying them as a roll of the
Yeah.
dice, man. You
Yeah.
get utter
Yeah,
trash.
especially because their artwork is so freaking nice. They'll trick you. They'll catch you in a bear trap. You'll be watching a horrible film.
Was it New York Ripper? Is that one of the title they have, or is that?
No, that's Blue Underground, but I hated New York Ripper.
Yeah.
I hated that movie. Man.
That's right.
I haven't heard anything from Blue Underground in a while. Are they still like going?
Yeah. I haven't
heard anything from them.
Barely.
Well, I think that covers the main stuff here, but as a little bonus, I guess we can show off some of our Flash titles we picked up, right? If anybody has some from the Flash times they didn't go over.
Well,
I know, Steve, you got some.
I mean,
who else got some?
I mean, I grabbed La Bamba in the Flash sale, but that's back there somewhere.
Have you watched it yet, Tim?
I didn't watch La Bamba yet.
No,
No.
watch it yet. It's good. It's a good one.
I like it. Yeah.
I'm watching According to Jim, damn it.
And then you
Priority,
start
yeah.
watching Monk season 1.
Oh, dude, I went to pre-order Monk and I didn't, and I'm so mad because it was out of stock on Amazon because Kino is horrible with their distribution. So I think I'm going to order it on Orbit because I freaking love Monk. I need that. I need it now.
I used to love that show and Psych too. Those two shows back in the day.
Yep.
Yeah, and that Wildlife event, I put that on my list because I had heard of that before. That's an IFC film, but that's what it came from, IFC. So they did. I used to have that channel, and I used to love it. But yeah, I've got to get that one. I've heard of it, but it wasn't on my list until tonight, so I added it.
Yeah, that was a nice discovery.
Yep. I can show you my Flash sale ones if you want.
Oh yeah, Steve, go for it.
Yeah. So I got the Todd Browning's box set.
Yes.
This one I really like. Freaks. The 2 silent films I didn't love, but
thank goodness you told me they were silent films.
yes.
Yeah.
Nobody ever says, "Okay, I am out on that set."
Yeah.
No,
Freaks. I had never seen all Freaks before. I'd never owned it, so I enjoyed that. But it may be a little bit overpriced to get that. But this is all the rage. Everybody had to get this one. Yeah, the Mystic. I can't recall. I think the Mystic. I like the music to it. The story kind of bored me after a while, but I kind of like the story of the unknown, even though it has a lot of the like piano score, like a lot of silent movies had piano score back in the day. So I'd really like to check out. I haven't really seen a lot of silent movies, but I'm told that if you get like the comedies, like Charlie Chaplin and Buster Keaton, all those, those are the ones I'm going to check out with Criterion. But yeah, Freaks. I like Freaks. It's amazing what they consider to be disturbing back then, because it's not necessarily now. It's not necessarily a major horror movie, but I enjoyed it. Then also got Hoop Dreams, which I'd seen years ago. I had not seen it since like the 90s. It's great.
Hoop Dreams.
Yeah, it's like 3 hours long. I've talked about it on my channel. There's a scene. One of the players' mother was studying to be a nurse or a nurse's assistant, and she finds out what she got like the highest score, grade point average in her class. Really touching how that is. I really like the story of these kids and seeing. I saw this movie like literally at the end. They show like a Nike camp, and they show Bobby Knight. Like he died like literally a week after I saw this. But that following week he died, and Rick Pitino and Mike Krzyzewski, all these great basketball icons that I saw when I was a kid, seeing them when they were young, like in 1990, 91, really great. So that, and then this one, this was a blind buy. Don't Look Now. I got this on Blu-ray. I'd be interested in knowing what if people that bought this on 4K if they like the way it looks, because I thought the Blu-ray didn't look great in some scenes. It looks really grainy. I wonder if they scrubbed all that out on the 4K but this movie is definitely, when you get to the end, it's very disturbing. Something I thought about a lot. That after seeing it, like it's amazing how it just the themes in the movie and the ending. I always think this in the 70s they didn't know how to mix blood, make fake blood look real. That's a lot of things. Even like Taxi Driver, the blood in that movie just didn't look as real. So it's like they didn't do the screen test back then to see how it looked on film, and then they got it right in the 80s. You know, that and then this one I bought used. Also bought Godzilla. I don't have the box set. I just have the original film. Love this. It's got the King of the Monsters. A lot of people kind of trash that movie with Raymond Burr, which is like released a couple years after in 1956. This one was in 54. I love the original. King of the Monsters, definitely worth watching, but it's I could see why people kind of make fun of it a lot because it cuts a lot of this film out but yeah, the Godzilla. Love the original. I just saw Godzilla -1 this past weekend. I enjoyed that a lot. So it's Godzilla, whether it's in Japanese or English. Just love the that icon. You know, it's next year's Godzilla is going to be 70 years old. When this 1954 to 2024, it can be 70 years old. So iconic character franchise. So yeah, definitely check out the first Godzilla and get the box set. You know, I convinced somebody on my channel, telling him about the Criterion box set, and he went out and bought it. So it's like what $113, and he said he'd loved it. So it was got eight films in it. I don't know if I would get the box set, but it's great just to sell people on Criterion. Just people go out and buy it, because a lot of people on my channel said I went out and bought that. I didn't realize it was on Criterion. Somebody bought Chronos after I recommended it, so he said he liked it. So, you know, I love that. Love hearing that people turning people onto the collection or adding to their Criterion collection, or telling about films that they didn't know about that's in the collection. Love that. So anytime I can sell Criterion onto people, I love it. You know.
Yeah, Godzilla -1 came out of nowhere. I heard nothing about that film at all.
I didn't either.
All of a sudden it's in theaters, and
Yeah.
we're loving it.
Yeah.
When I did the video with that, I mentioned -1 because I had seen the trailer like that weekend.
I've never
when
seen
I
a
saw another
trailer.
movie. Yeah, I saw a trailer and I thought, okay, another Godzilla movie. It's getting released. It's the 69th year instead of the 70th year, but a lot of people are loving it. So and I enjoyed it, even though it's in Japanese. But to me, Godzilla purists definitely want to see Godzilla in Japanese. But I love the English speaking movies too. But just the character, I can see the character has grown on me so much in the last couple decades, and that's why he's been around so long, and people love the character so much. So it's great to see how he looked in this movie. It looks really great in the ocean, and in the -1 looks really great in that. And yeah, I love the action in that movie, and it's actually got a story to it too. So you know, it's great. I'd recommend people see -1. You know.
Yeah. I got a question though for Steve. I want to know about where you've been seeing all this blood at. This blood.
Well, like the blood. It's a spoiler at the end of that movie. Don't Look Now.
Vin, have you seen it yet?
No.
Oh,
Okay.
never mind.
Sorry, I won't talk about it. Just in the 70s in general. If you ever seen Taxi Driver, the way the blood kind of looks kind of orangish. It doesn't look like a.
Yeah.
I don't know in like the 4K. I don't know if they took the blood and made it look darker or changed it, but I just noticed that I know, like Dawn of the Dead. I thought some of the screen tests in that movie don't look right, even though I love Dawn of the Dead, the original movie. You know, just some of the blood back then just didn't seem to be mixed properly, and the way they tested it on screen didn't always look as dark red as it did in the 80s when they really got it together. You know, and even Tom Savini, you know, a great makeup artist, and he got so much better after Dawn of the Dead. Some of that movie, some of the makeup looks kind of orange, you know, kind of gray. It's just the way they tested it, the way it would look on film.
You go back to some of those 70s, early 70s, 80s. Some of that blood looks like it's squeezed right out of an acrylic paint tube.
Yep.
Right. Yeah.
All right. Tony, did you have your flash sale titles near you at all? If not, no worries.
No.
Johnny, did you have some?
No, this is the first sale I ever took part in. Thanks to you guys.
Okay. Perfect. And then Vin, did you have any?
The only two that have not been mentioned tonight that I picked up in the flash were The Trial.
Oh yeah.
I am glad that I watched it, and I'll leave it at that.
Okay.
Not a high recommendation there.
No, it is what it is, but it's not. I don't think it's very rewatchable. And the other one I got was One False Move.
Oh, I love that.
Which just feels like classic '90s crime drama film. You got Bill Paxton, Billy Bob Thornton. You got some good performances here. This is an enjoyable, very '90s feeling crime thriller.
Right. Just the same director that did Devil in a Blue Dress, right?
You sold me on that now too.
Franklin,
so now next flash sale, I got to get Wildlife and One False Move. Those are the two I'm looking at.
Anyone that likes existential type stuff would like Trial and nobody else. Like it's that movie is freaking nuts.
Yeah, I mean The Trial, like the first half, like I liked a lot more, but then it just weared on me. Like it just weared on me.
Just kind of slow pace, probably.
It's not that its structure is kind of wild, and it keeps getting nuttier and nuttier as it's going too. It's cool. It's an interesting watch, but that's about it.
Carl Franklin from Devil in a Blue Dress, he did direct One False Move, I believe. I think it's a movie he did before that, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. That's on my list now too. I definitely want to. Well, it was on my list already, but I want to get that one too.
All right, so kind of to close this up here, we'll just go around the panel real quickly. Everybody can let you know, audience, where to find them, what's upcoming on their channel, all that great stuff. Tim, yay movies, right?
Yay movies.
There we go. What about Tony? You got anything going on?
Yeah, I do a video every single day, so you can find me doing something. You just find me on Letterboxd, TikTok, Instagram. I love talking about movies. I love buying movies. I'm not a hoarder. I'm a collector.
Yes.
Yeah, but thanks for letting me be a part of this. I always enjoy these Criterion discussions.
All right, and Steve.
Yeah, I looked up Carl Franklin. He did direct One False Move, and he did Devil in a Blue Dress. So I definitely want to check that one out with Bill Paxton. Definitely want to see that. But my channel, I do like a lot of ranking videos. Do like a lot of Criterion collection hauls, and love. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Letterboxd under Excelsior Movie Reviews. Like I said, I love movies too, and I'm getting a collection here, quite a big collection now. These are my Criterions over here. So I think I have like maybe 150 Criterions now, I believe.
Nice.
So I'm kind of building it up. I don't have Tony's collection. I think we have what 400 titles or so, Tony. I think so. Yeah,
Too many.
I'm like I have like 35, maybe 40.
Like I said, collect what you love, and start off collecting what you love in the collection first, and then kind of grow a little bit. But definitely get the movies that you're gonna love first, even if you've seen them before. I think that's a good way, and then just kind of branch out later, because once you get all the titles you really love, then all of a sudden you start taking chances on blind buys and foreign films and
goodness,
final movies, and do that.
Seventh Seal. I'm just thinking Seventh Seal. I'm like, why'd I get Johnny, how about you? Where can people find you?
People can. I'm on YouTube. I'm also on Instagram, Letterboxd. Sometimes I'm on TikTok every now and again. It just really depends. I know I'm shooting one video with my wife. We're going to do our favorite, holiday Christmas movies that we're going to be watching this year. And yeah, I just uploaded a video as we speak. It's probably on my channel now. It's discussing everything that I picked up, plus all my 4Ks and stuff. And Tim, there's one on there I know you'll probably like.
Ooh.
So, yeah.
All right. And
yeah, you guys made me go out and get it, so I got it.
Awesome.
For me, I'm most active right now on Letterboxd and on Instagram. Letterboxd, my handle is ACETO866. I'll log everything I watch on Letterboxd, and more often than not, I'll give it a star ranking, sometimes a written review. And then Instagram, I'll often share images of what I'm watching as well. So if you want to keep up with what I'm watching, Instagram and Letterboxd are your best bet.
All right, and then audience, everybody's YouTube channel links are in the description below, so definitely check those out. Give a sub, hit that notification bell, and of course, more importantly, watch everybody's content. Really great stuff coming out from these creators here. And then for my channel, video a day here on Sunday. We did our morning show, which was awesome. Merry Rant Miss, that was a fun time. Ranting on some of the latest movie news stories. If you want to check that out. Monday we had our Amazon deal video. A lot of great sales that came up recently, stuff even past Cyber Monday, so really cool stuff from like Scream Factory and all that. And that Starship Troopers steelbook, if you have not picked that up yet, that is a must. Beautiful looking steelbook, and it's super cheap right now. Today we had a fun little kind of rant video on why I don't care about Black Friday anymore, so that was fun. That catches your attention, go check it out, watch that. And then the video dropping tomorrow, Kino Lorber sale, right? Talking about the 4Ks I picked up, recommending out 4Ks, all that fun stuff. And then, of course, Thursday we'll finish up the week with mega movie numbers and all that. So that will be a fun time talking about that. And then weekend, we'll have a couple of movies to go watch in theaters, do some out-of-theater reactions. I do want to see Godzilla -1. And then, I don't know, maybe I'll throw in another movie I haven't watched yet, like Trolls. Maybe I'll go see Trolls for the audience out there. I'll let you guys know what I think. But yeah, there we go. That's everything from my channel. Thanks for joining in, and hope everybody had a great Criterion sale time. And then have happy holidays out there, everybody. Have a good night, everyone. Go watch some movies.
Everybody.
Night.